Halo guys, kita masuk ke babak semifinal lagi guys ya. RRQ Hoshi melawan AP Bren di game yang pertama. Layla keluar lagi guys. Layla Skylar cuy. Indonesia Filipina. Indonesia lawan Filipina di babak semifinal lagi guys ya. RRQ Hoishi melawan AP Bren.
Is this how Bren defeats his former team?
Oke cuy.
Is it the Layla?
Kita
in this particular match,
kalau videonya kita naikkan lagi ya guys ya.
AP Bren will be able to find out.
Aman rekaman.
Looking at the
Aman guys ya.
matchups in all of the lanes. First off, Clit versus Layla.
Oke cuy.
I gotta say, like, maybe it's the
Layla keluar lagi guys.
favored, like if it's a pure 1v1, just because of the passive, and that's always been the case for
Layla lawan
the laning stage
clean.
because of the passive. And
Marco ya guys ya.
Marco is pretty much able to be adept with that hero. Now we're
Dua kali udah Layla dipakai.
Now this is like a very tricky. It still is matchup based, but I gotta say it's probably
yang bisa kejar si Layla cuman banyak sih. Baksia bisa, Pakito bisa.
To do well against
Wah.
the Pakito. It's not a win per se, but it's
Dapat.
much easier
Dapat.
that one. But now Pheww.
Yeah, it's going to rush in a little bit of damage in the mid lane. I love how you kind of broke down some of these matchups, right? I mean, when we're looking at the Layla, we know it's a really late game damage dealer that can close the game out if you let her kind of get those items. And also, I always like to call it glass cannon, right? Very squishy in the beginning, easy to kill if you can dive. And that should be a focus for AP Bren if they do want to shut down Skylar. Because, I mean, we all seen how this played out.
Layla Skylar guys ya.
Can AP Bren be the difference and not have the same thing happen to them? As you are seeing a big flash in the lane, not able to connect with the Abysm Strike with some early aggression from RRQ Hoishi.
We haven't really talked much about this Dyreth, but I do like this pickup. Third pick coming up from RRQ Hoishi after the action was already revealed. They're confident
Dia
enough
jungle.
to go for the jungle Dyreth, which we know is a direct answer to the backshot, right? So it has enough burst to counteract the system.
Wah, bahaya cuy. Octa.
There's no hero from AP Bren, even the Ruby, that can stay in front of that Dyreth.
Yeah, speaking of staying in front of things, everybody fighting it out in front of the turtle. Does get reset. Nether Realm activated over there, trying to keep the team alive. Pheww being able to proc it. Owgwen will find Irad, though. Does take down the Dirath we were just talking about, meaning RQ Hoshi will not have the retribution, and the first objective will go to AP Bren.
I can see AP Bren, after the vengeance was popped from Banana, immediately they just, they
Alpha sih, bagus sih.
Hot plate. And then they went in back for the Faramis ultimate, which allowed them to eventually take
balik ler.
And after the dash from the Dyreth, is the main weakness of the hero, by the way. No immediate dash. Oh my god, that's the problem. You don't. That's the problem.
Early game sangat jelek cuy.
Actually protect teammates anymore.
Early game sangat jelek cuy.
With the jump.
Tapi masih bisa lagi guys ya. In the front guys.
A lot of chain CC from that Ruby and also sustainability to stay alive when that Layla's trying to burst him down.
Cilon Pakito bawah.
Marco taking up that kill, we'll put him at a slight advantage. You know, he's trying to kind of scale a little bit better than the Layla. We mentioned
Layla
take down Skylar in the early phase. This is where you see the glass cannon of Layla kind of break down.
Keturunannya udah jadi damage cuy. Hati-hati cuy. Rame.
That's gonna be hurtful for RRQ Hoishi, but that's also something that Brusko has to learn from now. He has to really delegate himself and his skills to save his teammates and not initiate for now. Because they don't have that license to start the fights. Maybe if they have the conceal already, that's when they can probably make a play out of the Kufra.
Banana, Irad, Octa, Brusko, dan Skylar.
Protecting your teammates.
Yeah, and I mean,
RRQ Hoishi.
I mean, we did see it go to a 30-minute game the last time RRQ Hoishi had the Layla.
Atas
even
tiga
though they
cuy.
were kind of getting
4 atas.
A lot of objectives taken from them and having a hard time, they were able to still sustain themselves until Skylar got all of those items necessary, and then he was able to get the game winner to close out the game. So AP Bren, they had the slight advantage, 2 kills up. We need to see them kind of close it out. That's where Pheww kind of struggled up against the Layla. Even though they dominated in the early phase, in the mid game, they just couldn't close the game out. And then
Layla
that's
ya
when Skylar
2 kali
came alive.
dipakai
But
ya.
right now, AP Bren sitting really good in the early phase of things.
Bercanda,
Look back at
bercanda
20
guys.
or 30 seconds ago. You can see AP Bren's micro
Tapi
rotation
si
for
OP
AP
dah
Bren
kalau late
before the
game.
trap play. They gave it to Super
Kufra,
Marco.
Kufra.
Dashed it in.
Yeah, big
Brusko.
rock up for the stun, hitting KyleTzy and Pheww, forcing
Wah,
out the
sekarat.
Nether Realm, keeping the team alive. The Bism strike, not going to deal the
Sekarat.
damage Irad was looking for, and back to the purple buff he goes. Vengeance proc by Banana, very low, will disengage into the mid lane.
Banana cuy.
And that's actually what Brusko needs to be doing.
Wah,
Imagine if
ditutup
he
jalannya.
initiated first, he couldn't have defended his teammates. However, Irad wanted to go for the play when there is 35
Jalannya
less
ditutup,
to go.
jalannya.
Unfortunately for RRQ Hoishi, this is the power spike for AP Bren. When you have the backshot
Dapat.
at the first turtle,
Dapat. Bam.
Things that are great, massive
Nggak
damage.
mati
Destruction
cuy.
rush, able to connect onto Owgwen from Skylar. You already see it.
Kejar.
How heavy of a hitter
Kejar.
that can be. Irad trying to close the distance.
Wah.
The strike onto Super Marco, but now hit with the stun. KyleTzy
Wah.
damage, slowing him down, trying to get a pick off. Down he goes. Pheww will take down
Gawat
Irad on
guys.
the aggressive back lane play, and that'll be 3 kills on the board for AP Bren.
Hancur tapi ya, tau deh ya.
Irad just overheating up top. You'll understand why he went for that play. He knows that Super Marco is there, but Owgwen, even with just a quarter HP or even less, he went for the heads-up play to stun Irad. So
Atasnya
that
hancur,
Marco
bawahnya
would be
hancur
able
guys.
to attack for a bit, maybe lifesteal a bit, get out into safety, and then
Cuan
KyleTzy
kah
jumped
ini?
into the fray. That one weird interaction is that Brusko didn't immediately
Kalau
jump in
menengok gini seperti ini ya guys ya.
the Tyrant's Revenge. He waited for far too long.
Jalalanya udah jadi winter
That
core.
might have been the reason why Irad actually did not survive that. If because he's already in range, right, to stop his teammate, but that costed them a death on Irad. So
Oke cuy.
sometimes those trade-offs, even if you maybe
Pakai
sacrifice
tuh.
your life as the Kufra, you're gonna be way better off if Irad survived that play. So that is something that really is gonna be the dilemma for RRQ Hoishi.
Speaking of dilemmas, we kind of talked about earlier in the draft things AP Bren could do to shut down RRQ Hoishi.
Bagian
It's
atasnya
definitely
dua.
putting some
Cici atas.
discomfort in the gold lane and the XP lane, taking down Skylar, taking Banana. They found a kill on Skylar, and
Wah,
they're
nggak
also
dapat.
able to extend the gold lead for their
Wah, nggak
marksman.
dapat.
He's now up 1,000
Wah,
gold
nggak
Super
dapat.
Marco over him. But speaking
Wah,
about the lanes,
salah
Pheww will
habet.
find Skylar, and you are seeing the chase on
Mati
Brusko
lagi
KyleTzy.
Skylar cuy.
Gonna hit him with the heavy left punch. That is going to be 2 more kills for the side of AP Bren, and now a 4,000.
Mati lagi Skylar cuy.
It's gonna bite. And even
Tapi
Octa
nggak
has
apa ya
to
guys ya.
run away
Dapatkah
from
nih?
that. And they're gonna be going for
Wah,
the kill.
udah
I think
rame.
this is AP Bren's.
Wes, mantap.
Irad. Okay, never mind. Okay, the mechanic working on it.
Yeah, I would say,
Oke,
while they got
dapat
the
ya guys
turtle on
ya.
the bot side, though, you did see HapyTzy take that tier 2 turret. So they have map
Ini
control
dia.
for the side AP Bren and also a great gold lead. Even though they didn't claim that turtle, I would still say overall that's a better trade for them, which is how far ahead they are for RRQ Hoishi. They need to start translating some of these objectives in their favor, right? Maybe opening up the map would be a great start, because I don't know if AP Bren's the type of team that's going to let them take it to a 30-minute game like Day is Full.
Yeah, AP Bren
Oke.
is known to go for the
Atasnya,
you know,
cuy.
like in the movies. Go
Banana.
for the head. Should have aimed for that. That's
Nggak bisa
definitely
lagi
what
ya.
AP Bren is trying to do almost all the time, especially the way that they're drafting. And then you really have to commend AP Bren from their previous rotations. Like every rotation, be it micro or macro rotation, benefits the team in general. Like for example, what I said earlier, when they went in for the play up top for Super Marco to give him the gold back. That's that looks like a small play, but if you compound
Tengahnya
all
dapat
those
cuy.
plays all together, you can see AP Bren really just dominated the
Bersih,
map
maksudnya
afterwards.
bersih.
Then after this before the turtle fight,
Wah,
they moved in a way that they
belum
were able
nge-kill
to
cuy.
poke RQ Hoshi, they were able to
RRQ
poke
Hoishi.
Octa. Then that meant that they can
Wah,
push
rame
another
sekali.
Yeah, big play on the way. Super Marco will find
Banana,
Banana. They opted
banana.
in on the conceal play, just went straight forward as a full
Jangan
five-man
kasih
team,
umpan
able to
lagi
take him
cuy,
down.
banana
Missed a lot
cuy.
of utility though, but was able to extend that kill lead now 6-0. I mean, this
Main
door
sabar ya
is
guys.
steady climbing. They're up by like
Late
6,000
game
gold
menang
now.
guys.
3 turrets
Ada Layla
in,
guys.
2 above RRQ Hoishi. RRQ Hoishi has yet to find a kill so far
Balik,
in
balik,
this
balik.
entire game, as we are hitting that 10-minute mark. A little bit of a struggle
Brusko,
in
Brusko.
today's matchup. But like we said, RRQ Hoishi, when they pick up the Layla, they're banking on the late game. We know we're going to lose a little bit in the early phase, in the mid phase even, but if we can hold off, they can turn this
Masih
around.
belum
And AP
sakit dia
Bren, like
dadanya
you
ya.
said, going straight for the head, cutting the head off the
Balik situ.
serpent. What they're looking to do, trying to
Wah,
shoot it down.
nggak
You're already see big
dapat.
setup though. Banana taking the half HP. KyleTzy going in
Wah,
for
nggak
the kill.
dapat.
FlapTzy joining him. We'll
Digocek
take him
cuy.
down. Netherrealm to keep AP Bren alive. FlapTzy
Gila.
will find Irad with a heavy
Iradnya
left
di
punch.
bantai.
2 members falling for RRQ Hoishi, and the Lord Pit has been controlled by AP Bren. But can we see RRQ Hoishi turn this around? No. Looks like they are going to have to disengage. They don't have the numbers. They don't have the damage. And they're also too far behind in the economy.
Wah, begitu.
It can now be proven that AP Bren is the
Ini
tournament's
Pacquiao.
tempo controller.
Mati dia.
Play.
Rushes in on the Skylar. FlapTzy.
Wah.
Get it. The dynamic duo in effect. Brusko very low.
Skylar.
Makes his way into the tier 2 turret, which may open up the opportunity for Owgwen to try and push in. But you are seeing Octa over there. Both teams fighting out. Yeah. Now going over to that purple buff. A slight invasion. Man, overall, such a great game for AP Bren.
Belum ada nge-kill cuy. RRQ
What do
cuy.
they do to turn this around?
Well, they have to
Beda golnya parah banget ya.
Second, if they can't do that, the only other option here is to just survive.
Beda golnya hampir 10.000.
Just make sure that you don't lose your base. Maybe try to win when everyone is locked 23 minutes.
Wah.
But that's very difficult to do.
Yeah, definitely going to be a challenge. Destruction rush going out from Skylar, trying to clear those minions. Not even enough damage to do that. Down goes the tier 2 turret in the mid lane. And now you're looking at RRQ Hoishi stripped down to their inhibitors.
Yeah. Going to be difficult now for RRQ Hoishi for sure. I gotta say, there was this play that
masih bisa yuk.
in the mid lane where Super Marco looked to be alone in the mid lane when he's pushing, but already FlapTzy is pushing.
Jadi satu item lagi dan sakit tuh si Kelar tuh.
He's already positioned.
Buat DHS ya guys ya, atau Asklaw.
That's why even after the initiation coming out from Brusko with the Flicker Tyrant's Revenge, and we know that Octa is there for damage, AP Bren was prepared. This tells us
6.000 gol cleannya.
They're doing the
9.000 gol, waduh.
or at the very least they're making a macro play for it.
Jauh sekali cuy.
Like look at the bush that KyleTzy is holding.
3.000 4.000 gol beda.
Shows himself in the mid lane. It's an ambush, right? So nobody from AP Bren is ever alone. They will
Masuk
not
besar
make
sini.
a play that looks like they're isolated. This is championship caliber team that you're seeing. They have plans every time that they're trying to move.
And this is kind of looking similar to the game with Deus Volt up against RRQ Hoishi when RRQ
Fokus
Hoishi
jadikan Skylar. Menit ke-20-an. Bisa nih dibalas.
Even with this massive boost in the economy and the objectives overall on the map. But AP Bren
Boots.
letting the world know, hey, we are the champions and we plan to let it stay that way as they are going to go in
Wah,
with the play.
dia all in cuy. Dia all in cuy.
A double stun.
Free.
FlapTzy will find Irad, one member falling.
Bam.
And it looks like RRQ Hoishi will be forced back into the base.
Irad dah guys ya.
In total control.
Wow.
Targetnya ke Irad cuy.
And the grip is not loosening at all.
Target depannya Irad.
Being desperate for farm. They're trying to do everything that they can just to get the farm. And all things considered, Irad might have gone for the only play possible. Yeah, obviously he died, but then again, AP Bren knew exactly that will happen. And now Lord Fight, no retribution for RRQ Hoishi.
Yeah, Brusko winding up.
Ngeri cuy.
180. Wasn't able to find the
Wah,
opportunity.
nggak dapat.
Skylar trying to get the steal, unable to connect with the Destruction Rush. AP Bren will claim
Wah,
this Lord.
Kufra.
And a body of Super Marco will take down
Kufra
Brusko.
Brusko.
Call that a 2-for-none trade. And right now, we haven't seen RRQ Hoishi really take any objectives. No kills.
Wah, dibantai-bantai cuy. RRQ cuy.
Side of things for them. AP Bren just controlling the tempo.
You nailed the right term.
Udah jadi Asklaw.
Reactionary. Heavily reactive.
Pistol kah?
They're not making the heads up.
Skylar.
Right? They're not making a play. That's what I'm trying to say here for RRQ Hoishi. They're always just reacting to what AP Bren is doing. And that is how
Apakah
you know
pistol
a team
Skylar?
has controlled the tempo, right? So whatever is happening to RRQ Hoishi right now, it's not entirely their fault. It's AP Bren just forcing them to be in that spot. AP Bren are so active, and they're taking control of the tempo so quickly.
Yeah, speaking about taking control, stepping
Wah,
into the
bahaya
base
cuy,
for
bahaya
RRQ
cuy,
Hoishi
bahaya
for a
cuy.
early finish. AP Bren trying to seize the opportunity, but the Lord is getting
Yuk,
bursted
masih
down.
bisa yuk, masih bisa
It's
yuk,
now
masih bisa yuk.
fallen and out of the base. AP Bren goes. Now, it is now 15 minutes in, getting to that
Masih
15-minute
bisa guys,
mark.
masih bisa
Like we
guys.
said, the later the game goes, the better it'll be for RRQ Hoshi to be able to turn this around. When the nature picked up from Super Marco, definitely getting ready to kind of take that fight and negate the physical damage as you are seeing them possibly go in to try and take some of these remaining inhibitor turrets.
AP Bren very disciplined in this push, even when they're leading by so much. Gonna try to dive. And HapyTzy with the halberd. That's gonna be
Albert,
deadly. I mean, that is
kok Albert guys?
your way of dealing with the Layla, even in the latter portions of the game, even in the late game. Surely the win of nature for Skylar will be key, and I
Yuk,
think that
lihat
he will
game
pick
dia.
that up
Udah
later
dong.
on. But imagine in a
Coba
refreshed
ke
team
menit
fight,
20 soalnya deh.
that halberd pickup coming out from HapyTzy is gonna destroy Skylar.
Jangan depan
And it's going to
kali,
be very
banana.
hard, right, for the side of RRQ Hoshi to turn this around. I mean,
Derot.
Brusko, off to a rough start, not really able to find the opportunities for the sets he was looking for. And it's going to be a challenge, especially going up against Owgwen on this Ruby. I mean, even if he tries to hit a Tyrant's Revenge or Tyrant's Rage, for a group setup, I mean, Owgwen just has to provide a little bit of chain CC to kind of stop him in his tracks. And I feel like that's a little bit of the
Bisa
struggle we've
dibilang
been
sih
seeing so
bahaya
far
ini
for
ya.
him to be able to get those setups that RRQ Hoshi is baiting for.
Bisa dibilang sih bahaya begini guys.
Coming up of ways for RRQ Hoshi to come back from
Tapi
this
kalau
game.
menit ke
Number one
18,
option obviously is
20
just
udah
to rely on the
jadi
late
itu
game of
dalanya
Layla,
tuh.
which is honestly not a bad idea if you think about it. I mean, that's their only way. There's really no other way for them to win this
Belum
game
ada
apart
kill,
from really depend on Skylar and his immense amount
belum
of
pecah
damage
telur.
in the late game. So how do they get that to that point?
Ada
My
RRQ.
magic number is 23 minutes, where everybody's just farmed out. Everybody's just locked item, and it wouldn't matter if you lose one inhibitor or maybe all of your inhibitors. It wouldn't matter as long as you keep your base, and your defense will be there. You have the Lilia anyways to breach you into that late game because you have wave clear. Then again, will AP Bren allow that? Because so far, AP Bren,
Wah,
they
nggak
have now
dapat.
the luxury to go for banana.
Iya,
Yeah, gonna go
banana.
ahead and do the banana splits. Super Marco taking
no.
him down. Ice Cream
Wah.
Sunday. We'll be able to find one member, RQ Hoshi. Tried to get that contest on that last-minute Lord. Still didn't really work out in his favor, and that's going to put
Sabar,
RQ
sabar,
Hoshi in a
sabar,
disposition
sabar,
in this
sabar,
team fight.
sabar.
Really questionable play coming up from
Dites
Banana going
tas
for
ya
that.
guys
I mean,
ya.
they have already conceded the Lord. It didn't have to really look into that Lord, knowing that there's a lot of catch from AP Bren. You have KyleTzy, and you have Owgwen with the flicker and HapyTzy.
Wah.
Then you're a CC with only one legitimate dash. So
Sabar,
really
sabar,
questionable
sabar,
play coming up
sabar,
from
sabar.
Banana out there.
Yeah, and AP Bren holding the banner
Kena.
for the Philippines, trying to
Kena.
find their first game of the day up against Indonesia.
Masih
RRQ
belum cuy.
Hoshi. But some great defense. They were able to burst down that Lord to hold off AP
Jaga,
Bren
jaga,
from
jaga.
closing out this game a second time. Mentioned that 23 mark being the
Best, best,
time
best,
that we're
best,
going to be
best,
looking
best.
to for RRQ Hoshi to have the damage
Oke,
necessary with
masih
all the
aman
late
ya.
game items. For
Atas.
Skylar to turn this around. Trust in Layla, the million-dollar baby in the scenes.
Oke,
Could make a
pistol
difference.
terjadi.
AP Bren are going to be
Tinggal BOD.
disciplined once more. I want to keep this 12-0 love set as much as possible. And you'll understand
Tinggal
why.
BOD, BOD,
RRQ
BOD.
Hoshi gonna have to really commend their defense. Even when it was 4v5, they were able to keep Skylar safe. That's always gonna be the case. And like I said, the Lilia is the bridge for them to get
Lilia
into the late
Octa.
game, get set up their bombs. But now, KyleTzy wants to fight. Oh my God.
Octa very low.
Hati-hati
trying
cuy,
to get
hati-hati
away.
cuy.
Use the black shoes. Owgwen on the
Udah
chase,
love
but a
free.
massive damage output. Another one going down. Super Marco will find Brusko. Pheww
Super
takes down
Marco
Octa. Two members
bahaya.
down inside of RRQ Hoshi. Make that a third as Super
Wah,
Marco gets
ente
another.
kah?
Is going to go ahead and shut down Irad, leaving
Gila
Skylar
cuy.
and Banana. The side laners who've been dealing so
Tinggal
much
setelah
damage
sama
in Game
banana
of Futures
cuy.
2024 by themselves.
Wah, udah.
AP Bren, KyleTzy will shut down the million-dollar baby. Skylar will fall. Banana trying to get away, but running the wrong direction.
Nggak habis.
Looks like he won't be able to contest. They're just going to let him
Sampai
get
ke
out of there. He's
ujung
not going to be
bro.
able to recall back. Pheww still will get the kill and a full wipeout against RRQ Hoshi. AP
Oke guys
Bren
ya,
takes game
kita lanjut
number
ke
one.
game yang kedua.
That is a clinic from AP